Hello, my lovelies. How are you? Hi, Jess. At least you're here. I have it. So I'm kind of doing a split screen thing just so I can see if something goes on, you know, on YouTube before it comes through on StreamYard. Anywho. Okay. First and foremost, is the sound okay? Am I too loud? Am I not loud enough? The reason I ask is because I have my microphone placed differently. So, yay, I'm glad you're chopping up veggies. So I am actually out in the studio and I am having myself a beer. This is, obviously, I'm not sponsored in any way, shape, or form by Anheuser-Busch. But this has been in my fridge for a while and I'm like, I'm not real sure why I didn't ever drink it. Like, I don't know. Did I just not like it? All right, good. I'm glad the sound is okay. All right, so anyway, this is a gluten-free sorghum beer. It's made without wheat or barley. And so the actual ingredients are water, fermented sorghum, which is sorghum and corn syrup, hops, and yeast. So, hello, how are you, Miss Margot and Mike? I am alive and kicking. I know that it's been, I haven't, my last live broadcast was on the 9th. Yeah, so I'll go through and catch everybody up here when we start getting more people in. So basically, I just wanted to know how everybody else is doing. Let's get caught up, shall we? So I'm going to drink this beer. And if I feel so inclined when I'm finished, I have a second one, my favorite. All right. So it looks like I have people bouncing in and out. But we shall see. I do need to go on to, I don't know why I didn't share this on Instagram. So just hold on one moment. Let me see if I can. So if somebody, hi, Jeremy, how are you, honey? Oh no, that's not what I wanted, Mandy. Okay, so I got to figure out, let's turn that down. Trying to figure out if somebody wants to share or could share this live out on Instagram for me, that would be fabulous. I have it shared all over Facebook, but not out on Instagram. And I don't know what I was thinking. I got all of Facebook and none of Instagram. Isn't that crazy? So, also just a reminder when you are sharing things on Instagram. So for those of you who have Instagram accounts and like to share your YouTube channel, make sure that you have your link to your channel in your bio, okay? Because you can't click on a link from Instagram to go directly to the video that you want to share or the live chat or whatever, either way. So I've seen a lot of that lately and you just, yeah, you can't do that. So sharing the link on Instagram is a great thing, except that you need to put like maybe your thumbnail, create a new thumbnail and say, live on Instagram, put it in your stories, put it in, all of that stuff. I did not do that today and I'm sorry. So, Margot is taking life one day at a time and trying not to think about the icky stuff going on. Yes, I hear you there. We need to catch up, darling, on Marco. And you're cooking dinner, so you'll be in and out. Okay, that'll be just fine. That will be just fine. All right, so Let me see here. Who all is here? It says I have 7 people listening, at least. So, Deb, hi. How are you? Are you feeling better, my love? Are you feeling better? So, Deb has been down with the ickies. I don't believe it is related to the current situation. I believe she just had a stomach virus. Is that what it was? But she was very dehydrated. So, I'm very pleased to hear that she did not get admitted to the hospital for dehydration. And it sounds like you've been able to keep some food down, so that's a good thing. So fabulous. Yay. Okay. Well, I actually kind of wrote some things down because I've had a lot happen in these last 2 weeks. And I sincerely am just crazy, like right now. We've had a lot of stuff go on these last 2 weeks. Deb, yes, I lost 5 pounds in 1 day. Oh my gosh, girl. Yes, GI stuff is nasty. Hi, Bugaboo. Hi, Kat. So Victoria says, got some good news, Mom. Mainstream has been ranked as part of the top 1% of mental health care services. That is awesome, Bugaboo. I am so happy for you. That means that they are doing something right, and that means that they've hired the right people. So you should be very proud of that, and you should be very proud of yourself because that's amazing. Kat, I'm glad that you are feeling better. So Kat has been hit with the crud. Their house has been hit with crud. They have all been very sick with the current situation going on worldwide. We'll just say that. So, okay. And so I'm glad to hear that you are feeling better. I know, Victoria, that is amazing. 1% in the entire country is amazing. So that is, I send big kudos to Mainstream for that. So that is awesome. Hopefully, let's hope that you keep that up. And I think that you need to make sure that you do your job to the best of your ability every single day and go above and beyond anytime you can. That's what makes healthcare work, is when you have dedicated staff, when you have dedicated people who truly believe in what they're doing. And that's why nurses are so awesome. Because we are very dedicated. We are very dedicated people. Healthcare is not a profession for the weak at heart at all. It really, truly is not. And I will say that as a healthcare provider, we do so many things that we go so far above and beyond to take care of people because that's what our soul has called us to do, and that's what we do. So, obviously, you have bad apples in every bunch. However, for the most part, I think that nurses are the absolute best at taking care of people. So, that's just what we do. Scotty, hi. How are you? Thank you, Margot, for sharing. I appreciate it. Scotty, how are you doing? How is your family doing? Scotty has lost his dad over the last week or so, and had a funeral last week. So, which was sad, but I am so glad to see you here. How are you, love? And yes, it's almost as awesome as being a medic. And hey, you know what? I was a medic. Thanks. So I have this gnat every time. So I think most of you know, I actually was a paramedic, and I started out as an EMT basic, and I ended up as a paramedic. So And I did all of that while I was in nursing school. So I was a nurse and an EMT basic, and turned paramedic. And I was on a volunteer firefighter or fire department, so I was also a firefighter 1 certified. And I was firefighter 2 trained, but not certified. So yeah, I committed my life to service. I truly did, to helping others. Scotty is also the same way. He has dedicated his life to serving people. And so there you go. Deb is a retired nurse as well. My daughter Victoria works in healthcare. She works in mental health care, actually. So yeah, I think that I think people are in good company here. So I'm glad to hear that you're hanging in there, and know that I love you guys, and I send you huge hugs, and hopefully we can get together soon. So let's see here. Deb, I stayed at a horrible nursing home for 9 months longer than I should because I didn't want the residents to suffer. The place eventually closed. Yes, that is the terrible thing about working long-term care facilities. I loved doing geriatric care. I loved geriatric nursing. I did. I just loved nursing in general, but I was really most of my career was long-term care, geriatric nursing. So I absolutely have worked in some of the most horrendous places, and people that just do some of the most unspeakable things, and I've done my part to make sure that those people are reported and or taken care of immediately. But I hate to have to do, I hated having to do that. It should go without saying that you just don't treat people like crap all the time. Okay. And you don't mistreat people simply because they need your care. Why be in healthcare if that's the way you're going to be? So you're retiring your license in 2 years. I retired my medic license back in 2013, I think. So yeah, I didn't renew my paramedic in, I think I was up for 2013 to renew, and I didn't renew it. I also I still hold my nursing licensure. I still keep up on my continuing education hours and units, but I'm not practicing as a nurse, so I'm not paying to I guess reinstate my license every 2 years. I do, however, still send in all of my continuing education hours. I just don't pay the fee to get my license renewed every 2 years like I should. Because I'm not working as a nurse, and it makes 0 sense for me to pay that fee if I can't use my license. And it's because I'm home on disability, and I don't like to be that way, but I would much rather be working as a nurse, and much rather be working back on a an ambulance service and whatnot, but that's just not in my cards. So I have to try to do something else from home. So I hear too many horror stories of nursing homes. It's disgusting and sad how often this occurs. It is very true, Victoria. But the caveat to that is that there are some amazing, amazing staff and amazing facilities that take wonderful care of their residents or clients, however you choose to call them, whatever you choose to call them. Facilities, some facilities are different. They choose to call them clients. They choose to call them residents. It's just, it kind of depends on where you're working. But hi, Terry Lynn. How are you, honey? Yes, most of them are only out for the money. That is very true, Deb. Very true. You're here, kinda. Love you. We'll be listening. Still drained from the wasp stings. Yes. Okay. So Terry Lynn, Organic Raw Roots Farm, she is very allergic to, stings in general. But wasps are big time. Most people they do have some sort of a histamine reaction. But she was stung by a paper wasp, and she sent me a picture of her ankle where she was stung, and the whole way around, the whole circumference of her ankle is just absolutely red and bruised, and it looks terrible. So I was giving her some home remedies to try. Keep pumping that antihistamine and that Benadryl, okay, for sure. Cold compresses, all kinds of different. There's so many different herbs that will help draw that venom out, and also promote healing, tissue healing. So, well, hello, Food Foresters. How are you? Let's see here. Scotty, that is a long time to be. It is a long time to be in healthcare. I'm just telling you, and that's dedication, and it's a love of the job. Let me just say. And your mom is amazing. Anyway, like, I freaking love your mom. She is so amazing. 78 years old and she's still working. Seriously, wow. Most of my immediate family works in hospitals. It's hard and they are tired. Yes. Amy, it's a very hard job, especially with what's going on. I think that things could be handled a lot better than they are, but unfortunately we're not in that situation we're not at that point right now. And, it just really kind of stinks, but so I appreciate everything that your family is doing, Amy. And, I sincerely hope that they are staying well, and, everybody's happy and healthy. So, Ken and Barb, how are you? I assume it's probably Barb. How are you doing up north? Did you guys get more of the storm than we did? So we've had storms all week long, and I was down Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So I was down for 3 days. Friday, I was trying to kind of recover. And then on Saturday, I was down again. I have had migraines all week long because our weather patterns are just crazy right now. And with the heat and the humidity and then the storms, my body can't take it. It really can't. So anyway, I know that north of us, like, we got a lot of storms, but they weren't terribly damaging, thankfully. So I know that clear up north, about the first 2 tiers of counties, all the way west to east, there are several counties that are now under disaster proclamations that I saw that on the news tonight. So yes, Victoria, wasps are evil. They are very evil. Oh, Terry Lynn. Well, no wonder. See, I thought you only got the one sting, but holy cow, woman. No wonder you don't feel good. Deb, I am allergic too. The stings are so painful. Yes, they are super painful. All right. Danto was weed eating and stood on a fire ant and got ate up bad. Oh my gosh. Funny story. So last year when we ended up having to go to Georgia, we were down at Rose and Ryan's at Wholesome Roots. Rose is one of my besties. I love her dearly. So we were down there and I was standing, not even thinking about it, dummy me, instead of putting my boots on with my shorts. I decided it would be a good idea to be in my flip-flops, and I stood on a fire ant hill. And thankfully, I'm not terribly allergic to fire ants, obviously. I got a few bites, and they were painful, but I don't know. I didn't react too terribly bad. So I felt really good about that. So she got the hose out and we drowned them. We drowned the anthill. So hi, Stace. How are you? Hi, Kathleen. How are you? How are you doing, lovely? And how are the kids doing? I'm hoping that things are coming down to some semblance of normalcy for you guys. Getting back to normal. Let's see. You guys got 1 inch and no damage up north. Okay, cool. Barometric pressure is all over the place, causes a lot of headaches. It does for me. So the barometric pressure actually, it doesn't matter how large or slight it is that it changes. For me, sometimes even just the most minute slight change in barometric pressure will send me over the edge and I will be down with a migraine like for days on end. So yeah. It happens for a lot of people, especially people with fibro or just autoimmune diseases, especially mental health issues, that kind of stuff. But mine is due to the fact that I have fibro and the fact that it's due to my brain injury. So it affects me worse because of my brain injury, and it sucks. You're doing all right, and the girls are doing good. I am so happy to hear that. I'm so happy to hear that. All right. So since we've got y'all in here. All right. I haven't done a live in a couple of weeks. And there have been several reasons why. So the first one was, well, I haven't felt well over the last probably 3 weeks with headaches and migraines and such. Just not feeling well. And we were having internet issues, so fun times there. So there's been a few things happen over the last couple of weeks. In my last live, I had talked about how we were going that following Saturday on the 14th. We were going, well, on Friday. Okay, we'll back up. Friday the 13th. I took a class and I had not announced it to anybody exactly what it was. And the reason that I didn't was because, first of all, I wasn't sure whether or not this is something I'm going to stick with doing, because I didn't know if I would enjoy it or not. Also, I really just kind of was thinking, well, I don't know what people's opinion of that is going to be. And so I did not announce it to everybody. I did say on Facebook that I did sign up for a class that I was going to take, that I'm super excited about. I've never done something like this before, and I was very vague, and I did that for a reason. But I'm here to tell you that on Friday, the 13th of August, I went and I took a burlesque dance class. I took a chair dancing class, and I learned a few tricks. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I had so much fun. It was an extremely small class. There were literally 5 of us in there, including the instructor, whom I know personally. So, what people do need to understand, or what people don't understand, when somebody says, when somebody talks about burlesque, there are a lot of misconceptions about it. Technically, it is a, well, it's original. The way it was originally brought about was, it was more of a comedic, I don't know, a comedic show, I guess, for men that was highly suggestive and, all of these other things, just pretty raunchy or whatever. It technically is I guess, a strip tease. However, you are not fully nude for it. There are also a lot of misconceptions in the fact that people think that if you're taking burlesque dance classes, that you are somehow going to be a stripper. You're not. Okay, first of all, you're not. You can be if you like, but that's not something I'm interested in. So, thank you, Stacy. I appreciate it. Thank you, Kathleen. I really was worried about people's perception of that, and people's perception of me, and the fact that, I hold a public office and all of these things. I'm here to tell you, though, that I'm doing this for fun, and I'm doing it to try something new, and I'm doing it for exercise. And I am going to continue on taking other classes. So I enjoyed the chair dance class, and I was supposed to take another class last Monday, but that did not happen. I was not able to go. And so, but that is what they call floor play. So essentially it is, it's the sensual dance using the floor, not using any props or anything of that nature. So I'm a little disappointed that I didn't get to go, but she should be having another workshop before too terribly long. When, or if, I should say, if I get comfortable enough with it, I may actually consider performing publicly, and not doing it as the, not doing it obviously nude or anything of that nature, but yes. So my goal is, it was one of my goals in my 45 things to do in my 45th year. And it was to take at least one burlesque class. And if I liked it, it was to perform on stage publicly prior to my 46th birthday in February of 2022. So I have a few months to kind of get some, get comfortable and get myself in shape and get myself to where I want to be, and be comfortable enough to actually do that. So I will let everybody know if you're local, and if I do actually decide to do this, to actually perform publicly, then I will let you know when that is and where. But anywho, Christina Aguilera got nothing on you. Thanks, Bugs. Thank you, Scotty. I don't know when the show is. I'm hoping before. I'm hoping long before. I'm shooting for mid-January, or I'm sorry, mid-February. So, yeah. I know you guys probably didn't think that would be something I would ever even think about doing. Very few people knew about it, and I kept it that way by design, simply until I knew, exactly how I would feel about it and exactly how others would feel. So, and also in thinking about all of that, it kind of brings another point up, and that is, um, I need to stop, and most people do. Okay, other people do not get to dictate who you are as a person. They do not get to dictate what you do in life, and you need to do things that are going to be fun for you. Okay, because regardless of what you believe in, whether you believe that you believe in reincarnation or whatever, even when you go into the next life, okay, so say you believe in the reincarnation. I personally do, but I also feel that my soul is on its last cycle. So and this is my last time to be reborn, and this is my shot. This is all I've got. So I think I've probably learned pretty much everything I'm going to learn or need to learn in the universe, and that's going to be that. So, but that being said, I'm not going to remember in my next lifetime what I did in this one, right? So I am not going to sit around and wait for somebody else to validate me or my actions. And I am not going to worry about what other people's opinion. I'm not going to let that dictate everything I do in my life. I expect the same trust, love, and respect that everybody else gives me. I will give that back, and usually tenfold. So, my Grammy always told me growing up, mind your own business and you'll have your hands full. So that is the advice I'm passing on in the wise words of my Grammy. So, hi, Darren. How are you? Okay. We're going to have a discussion about Valhalla. Okay. At this stage of life, nothing surprises me. That is so true. That is so true. But yes. So I think some people don't understand what Till Valhalla means, actually. So, but my warrior Viking friend, Till Valhalla. Skull. Love yourself, be yourself, speak yourself, you do you. Exactly. That's exactly right. So, moving on. On the 14th, we did, I had told you guys that we were going to be doing an art show at Mayhem Comics and down in Des Moines. And so we ended up doing that. It was Free Comic Book Day, and they had moved it to August 14th because usually I think it's actually May 4th is typically Free Comic Book Day, but things the way they were and the way that they still kind of are. They moved it, at least their particular celebration, they did on August 14th. I was so happy to do this because it was so much fun. Right, Stacy? Yep. That my Grammy had some good ones. Let me just tell you, she had some great ones. She had some amazing wisdom and some amazing quotes, like sincerely. I miss that woman. I miss her with all of my heart. I miss my pop. Like they were a huge part of my life. And yeah, so I've gained a lot of wisdom over these last few years since they've been gone. But They are with me every single day, and they aren't going anywhere. They are in my heart and my head forever. And they have left their mark on me. So anyway, moving on. So on the 14th, when we got to Mayhem, we got all set up. I took some of the masks that I had hand sewn. Obviously, I'd made some masks just to try to get rid of a bunch of them. I have since sewn a lot more. In fact, Stacy, I think that this coming weekend, probably on Friday or Saturday, I will be sending you a package with some masks in it. So you'll be getting an envelope probably next week sometime with some masks that you had requested. So I still have more to make because I have more material. And honestly, I just want to get them made, and I just want to get them sold and get them out of here because I'm over it. I am over it. Okay, people, I'm done. I am so done with the whole situation that's been going on for the last almost 2 flipping years. So, I sold a bunch of those. I sold several, I should say. We sold a few prints. We didn't make a ton of money. And I sold an original, the Wonder Woman original painting that I had shown you on my live on the 9th. Well, that got sold to a wonderful friend, fellow homesteader, outdoorsman, the whole 9 yards. So Colin and his beautiful wife, Jenny, from Kincaid Outdoors, came up to Des Moines from where they live to see us and to meet me. And that was amazing. That was so much fun. I was so happy to see him and her, so Colin and Jenny. And I think I probably hugged them both for, it seemed like an eternity because it was just so awesome to see them and to finally meet them in person and know that they're fellow Iowans. And it was just, Jenny is a huge Wonder Woman fan. And so she took home the original of a local cosplayer that Tony had airbrushed. And we were just selling originals just to get rid of them because there's so many of them. We have, so above me is a loft, and there's, I don't know, there's probably 25 or 30 more originals up there that, I mean, we were selling them. You literally were going to get a bargain on them. We were selling them dirt cheap and only sold the one. So anyway. Oh, hi, honey. I thought that was the gal from Des Moines. I won't say her name, but because I don't know. So that's not her. I thought it was the local cosplayer for because it looked like her. Anywho, Wonder Woman is the baddest bitch and always will be. Oh, bugaboo. So anyway, we had a great time. We got to catch up with a bunch of old friends. We had we sincerely had a fantastic time. And our oldest daughter came down after the show was over. My understanding, well, see, I thought it went from 10 until 2 in the afternoon, and it didn't. It went from 10 until 1. And so our oldest daughter was late. But our son-in-law was at drill, And he was actually out in I think Wyoming, and so she had her one of her besties. Well, actually, I think she is her bestie. Billy Joe came with her, and Billy Joe is actually going to be entering the. I think she's going into the Army actually, and she ships out to boot camp. Hello, Nat. She ships out to boot camp, or off to boot camp in January. She goes to boot camp. So, yeah. Scott, yes, actually, he is international. So, if you guys follow his Facebook, the Middle of Nowhere Studio Facebook page, and even on Instagram, you will see there are several international accounts that follow him. He's, for whatever reason, is it Thailand you're super big in? I don't know what the deal is. Is it Thailand or Indonesia or something like that? And I'm like, okay, sure. Well, whatever, it works. Hey, whatever works. Notoriety is notoriety. Hi, Evan. Indonesia, that's what it is. So anyway, well, you missed the discussion, Evan, about what I did on the 13th. I think I actually sent you a message to tell you what I was doing. So, because yeah, I did, because you asked me, you're like, wait a minute, is it this one or this one? But anywho, so we went out to dinner. We went out to lunch with our daughter and her best friend, and we were sitting there talking. And so September 11th is they're having they always do a big car show and stuff like that. And she's like, so y'all know, I do my hair up in victory rolls, and like I do the whole pinup thing, right? Like that's just really kind of my style. Obviously I'm not that way tonight, but for the most part I do. We go out and I'm dressing like a pinup. So kind of rockabilly. We'll just say rockabilly, okay? But I do actual very true to period, I guess, victory rolls. So hi Howie, how are you? Or no, I'm sorry, not Howie. Oh my gosh. Mandy. It's already one of those days. So heirloom permaculture is not Howie. I'm thinking of oh my gosh. I can't even think of his name now. Like I can't even think of his channel, but yes, John, sorry. Hi John, I'm so sorry. So Michael, yes, I would love to have a wig. I like wigs. I think they're cool. So Evan, I dress in camo a lot. Does that count for anything? Sure. That's your normal dress, So anywho, where was I at? Oh, when we went out with the daughter and her friend for lunch, she was talking about she's going to go do a pinup contest. And she's like, oh my gosh, Mom, you need to do it. You need to do it. Just come on, come up. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think so. I'm not quite there yet. But it could be in the future. It could very well be in the future that I actually enter a pinup contest. So we'll see. Food forest permaculture. Thank you. Thank you, John. Good. Okay. I was actually having this discussion with Chrissy at Along the River Homestead today on Marco. So she's my boo. So anyway, I was telling her, I'm like, there are so many people now that I can't keep everybody's names straight with their channels, and I feel so bad for that. And she's like, well, how are you going to remember all of those people anyway? You know, and I do. I mean, I on all of my social media, and my YouTube channel, like I follow so many channels, and it is really hard to keep everybody straight. So I do not mean any offense to anyone if I don't remember your name right off the top of my head, or I mix you up. I'm so sorry. I apologize ahead of time, but I think we're all kind of in that same situation. So, okay. Good night, Amy. Much love to you, darling. Big hugs. And give Donto loves for me too. Yes, Polo. Evan, actually, I think I sent you an invite for Marco at one point in time. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. So, you know, you could just you could Marco me your ugly mug, or I could Marco you my ugly mug. I don't know. Anywho, I'll answer to anything as long as you call me for dinner. Yeah, I hear that a lot. One of my twins is into the pinup look with the winged eyeliner and clothing, and she can pull off the bright red lipstick. Yeah. So my eyes are not very winged anymore right now. My eyeliner. It was, and I didn't redo it before I jumped on. So there you go. But yeah, I typically, and you can go back in a lot of my videos or my lives and you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Like, yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the bright red lipstick. I'm not a huge fan of lipstick because I have thin lips. But you know, hey, I'll just got to work with what I got. I'm on hour 21 loading trucks right now. I wish they'd drive faster. Dude, what in the hellfire are you doing? Aren't you supposed to be semi-retired? Like that doesn't sound retired to me, dude. All right, so the following week. Oh, hey, hello. How are you? Not real sure what this is, but you know, hey. Okay, I went through the pinup look phase in high school. Well, kind of. Kind of. You did, but you didn't. You were. There was a reason why people called you Taylor Swift, okay? Because she had the bright red lipstick and the curly hair, you know, the whatever. So, anywho, all right, let's see what happened after all of that. Geesh, I don't know. It's been crazy. On the 20th, okay, so as you all know, China hacked my channel. Yeah, probably. Red lipstick, bandana, and winged liner. Yeah, that's the rockabilly look, not really pinup. There is a difference. Nobody will work. Nobody knows how to run a darn track hoe. Oh, nice. T Swizzy, that's right, because of your straight cut bangs. Yeah. Anywho. All right. So we all know that Tony does custom airbrush artwork, right? And he has been working doing Corvettes for a specific Corvette club. And anyway, the other half of the company came up to Iowa for a visit, and so we met him in person this week, or that week on the 20th, and he saw that I had t-shirts sitting, you know, my t-shirts, and he's like, wait, you make this, you make these, you do this stuff? Yes, I do. And he's like, why aren't you making our stuff? And I'm like, I don't know. Why am I not making your stuff? You tell me. And so what was funny about the whole conversation to begin with was he was sitting here on the stool and he's like, he goes, whoa, wait. And Tony was talking to the other owner, Jason, and he's like, wait, can I say something? And so everybody's just looking at him, no. That was the funniest part, honestly. But he says, so she makes these, and everybody's like, yeah. Why isn't she making our stuff? Well, I don't know. Do you want her to make your stuff? He's like, yeah. So I now am doing I am now doing shirts for a specific reason, though, for BBV. Because I think I told you guys, but I don't know. I don't remember. I remember saying something about it, but I don't remember exactly how in depth I went about it. Hi, Boo. So anyway, Evan, you'll have to just take your bike apart and you can bring the tins. That's all you need to do. And Tony will work with you. He's already got, I'll get to this too. Okay. So first of all, Jason has a Corvette that is called Manta, and it's a, you know, the whole Stingray theme, the Manta Stingrays. So he's redoing a lot of stuff on it, and he wanted Tony to paint the hood liner to add more of his artwork to it. And so Tony is going to do that. This car is going to SEMA. Now, I don't know how many people know what SEMA is, but it's a huge, I don't want to say, I don't know. It's a huge auto expo and not a, not like an auto show, but it's a big expo. This thing is worldwide. Okay. Tony's artwork is going to be there. Yeah. So I think they were on average, I think what I'd read, and don't quote me on it because I don't know for sure, but what I had read, there was something about like well over 100 to 150,000 people that come to this auto extravaganza, this auto expo every year that it goes on. So this is a huge honor, and they decided that they needed to have, they really kind of wanted Tony to go, and he's like, well, you know, really at this point we can't afford for us to go, and this kind of stuff. And the owners were, one of the owners was actually adamant that he go. And so we got through. I said, yes, I'll make your shirts for you, your hats, whatever you want. That's not a problem. We worked out, you know, kind of a rate, and we, you know, so I have another business account for my t-shirt making. I'm super excited for that. But they had left, and it wasn't even 10 minutes. And Jason was calling Tony and saying, I need this information, that information, blah, 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 going down the line. And he says, okay, it's done. It's booked. What? What? So, they bought him a plane ticket. He is flying out on November, probably I think the 1st, because SEMA it's out in Las Vegas. And it is the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So it's 4 days. And he will be there showing, well, representing his artwork on a national, actually worldwide stage. So this is huge. And to say that I am insanely proud of my husband is like, it's a gross understatement. I am so proud of him for this. This is what he's been working for with doing this whole Corvette thing anyway. I'm telling you, he deserves it. He absolutely deserves it. So, yay. Okay. Tin's done, frame. What? Tin's done, frame now. Okay, so he doesn't do body work. He doesn't do he's not gonna, like, to paint your frame, like, he does custom artwork. He doesn't do like body painting. Tomahawk Fall Ride on Facebook. I'll be there. 40,000 motorcycle enthusiasts this year, they said. That's awesome. That would be great. You need to send Tony a message on Facebook Messenger to Middle of Nowhere Studio, and he'll work with you. I agree, Stacy. He absolutely deserves it. He absolutely deserves it. And yes, he is supposed to. He is absolutely supposed to be taking video and pictures. And that brings me to the next point. We're going to start filming various things for the Middle of Nowhere Studio channel here on YouTube. So I will be filming, editing, creating the whole 9 yards. Like, I will be running a second channel, actually a third channel. So yeah, I got a lot of work ahead of me. My homesteading is going to be crazy different too. So those are all really amazing things. Another thing that happened with his artwork is that there is a particular polishing system that he uses, and he absolutely loves this. It's CSI, and he had tagged CSI in a post on Instagram, and they reshared it. That's huge. That is just huge. I'm just going to tell you. This is a well-known company. They're just getting started on their social media, apparently. At least on Instagram. I don't know about, I guess I don't know really about Facebook, but they also shared his stuff on Facebook. So that is huge. That's a big accomplishment to have a large company like that share that out. So I'm super proud of him. Let's see, what else was there? Then the next day, the next weekend, so on the 21st, the Saturday, last Saturday, a friend of ours came up with a customer, and I know this customer. Look at my phone, see why I'm thinking of painting the bear frame to match the tank and tin. Okay. Am I looking on? Hang on, hold on. Sorry, guys. Please hold. Oh, yeah. No, I knew the pattern was the spider web pattern. So I'll show those to Tony and see what he says. So, This is true, Buggy. Your dad is a pretty big deal. So, yeah, this is a huge accomplishment. This is a huge accomplishment. So on the 21st, then he actually sat down with another customer, and this about mid-December, because writing season will be over here in Iowa anyway, due to snow, obviously the cold. Anyway, so he'll be getting a bike about mid-December. Be doing, I think, 210s on that. He'll be doing, I believe, the tank and the. Are you doing the front fender or are, because it's not the fairing, so it must be the fender. I don't remember, but I know he's doing some pieces on. He's doing this bike, so we're super excited for that. I'm super excited for it because the customer is actually my ex step niece. So, and it's her new husband, and she's a sweetheart of a gal. So, anywho, okay, Scott, good night, love. Make sure you, send me a message. And also the next time I'm down your way, I'll have to send you a message and let you know. That way maybe we can go have some, you could be a pumpkin slut with me, have a pumpkin spice latte. I've been getting called a pumpkin slut. I love pumpkin spice. I'm sorry. I'm all about the pumpkin. The vet hood, actually, if you, Evan, if you look on there, there's so many. There are so many. I think, were you on when he was in here painting the Leonidas, the 300 theme? Yes, I will. I will let you know, Scott. You know what to do with pumpkin spice. Anything, right? Yes. Consume it. And if you say otherwise, Evan, all right, that's it. Like, I don't even know if we can be friends anymore, man. I love pumpkin. I love pumpkin and pumpkin spice. Like, oh, yeah, that's my jam. So they are evil because they're evilly good. All right, so get another bike to do. Oh my goodness. So I'm actually, I am learning. I said a while back that I was trying to learn Illustrator and Photoshop. I'm going to have to start learning Photoshop, I think, as well, because, okay, that's fine, Margot. Are you eating? I hope. um, I'll need to Marco you. If I don't marker you in the morning, Marco me tomorrow afternoon when you get a chance. Okay. So, where was I? A friend and fellow homesteader. She wants some Photoshop help, and so I said I would talk with my husband and see what he said, because he knows Photoshop and I don't, but I do need to learn it. So he has agreed he'll take a look at it and stuff. So hopefully we can get that done. But I haven't been able to in the last about week and a half, about week. I haven't sat down with Illustrator. I need to do that. And I need to keep learning, because I need to come up with new designs for shirts and hats and koozies and all kinds of stuff. And this brings me into the next, this kind of brings me into the next topic. So what kinds, I guess, what other side hustles do most homesteaders have to make some extra money? Because I will tell you that, and I know that a lot of them, at least one of the pair, either the husband or the wife, one of them is full-time homesteading and taking care of kids and doing homeschooling and, all of the things like that, while the other one is out of the house and they are working a full-time job. And then they're coming to have to come, they come home and they help do chores and all this other stuff. So my question is that aside from, okay, I'm not going to go there. Aside from donations, what side hustles do you guys actually, what other side hustles does a homesteader have? And do you feel that it is lucrative enough to do something like a t-shirt business or, whatever that may be, whatever little side venture you have? Deb, oh, pumpkin spice belongs in our nothing else, in my opinion. Deb. Like, everybody has their favorite stuff. Pumpkin's mine. Okay, Margot, that's fine. I will message me. Send me a message on Instagram, okay? All right, go load your trucks, Evan. So, anywho, what else do you guys do to, do you think that doing things like, essentially what I'm trying to do is make t-shirts. I'm looking at t-shirts, obviously, hats, obviously. I can do pretty much anything with my heat press and our vinyl cutter, like seriously. I can do about anything. Like, I've got a mug attachment or cup attachment that I can heat press on. I've got the hat. I can do a hat. I can do all kinds of various clothing. I'm actually looking at doing koozies because I love koozies. I don't know why. And so does my grandson. So, in pie, nothing else. Okay. Yes, I know we absolutely can agree to disagree. I love my pumpkin though. I love pumpkin and pumpkin spice. Oh, yum. Anyway, and I love chocolate and I love caramel, but in that order. Pumpkin, chocolate, caramel. I'm not even kidding you. Unless it's a brownie, a fudge brownie. Yeah, I love me a good fudge brownie. But if it's a pumpkin bar or a pumpkin cookie or even a pumpkin brownie, like, oh, I'm all over that. I am all over that. So I'm actually also venturing into, obviously I've made the masks, correct? And I will be making a couple. I'll probably be making 3 or 4 of them, probably 4 of them, to send out to SEMA with Tony so that he has, they are requiring mask wearing, but not anything else. So anyway, which is a good thing. I'm looking at getting into sewing aprons, like kitchen aprons. and egg collecting aprons. I thought about doing a garden, like a garden apron type situation where it could hold your tools and, that kind of stuff. Or you can use it for collecting produce in and, bring it in. So the sensitive men's gun club hats you made for me were a big hit. That is awesome. I am so glad that they liked those. I really am so happy about that because I just thought that was great. I also am looking at over the winter getting into other textile making like other textiles. So I was thinking, candles and soaps, body products, and honestly, I kind of want to delve into natural makeup and skincare. Like, I know it seems weird, but I just really kind of want to do that. And I really want to learn how to distill my own essential oils to create my own scents, my own perfumes out of natural materials and, sell fragrances. So, oh, nope, you're fine. You're fine, Jess. No, we all know you're busy. You said you were chopping vegetables, so no, you're fine. And yeah, it was Scott. He just lost his dad about a week and a half ago. I can tell you, there seems to be a lot of that going around now. And I don't know that it's, I really kind of wonder if it's just that because I'm aging, I'm becoming so much more aware of my own mortality that I am noticing it more. The weird thing is that it's not even this is not even related to the current world situation, but they're just like, you have young people. I mean, I'm relatively young. I'm only 45 years old, but I have people my age and younger that are dying of heart attacks and things like that. And I'm just thinking to myself, cancers. And I'm thinking, what in the hell is going on in this world? Like, how did we get to this point? Or have I just not been so aware of things? Why am I just now noticing this? Well, Celtic Roots Farm, how are you? Okay, Tony, you need to come do something about these stupid gnats. These are redonkulous. When I was a correction officer, inmates would use various food products as makeup since they were not allowed to have real makeup. They were quite creative. Oh, yes, absolutely. So I don't know if any of you follow a channel called Lin Kui. She's Chinese. She does some of the most beautiful videos. If you do not follow her, you do not see her, like, seriously, you need to just go watch some of her videos. She makes natural makeup as well. She had made a lipstick and a blush or a rouge. She had made something else, another kind of makeup, and I don't remember, was it mascara? I think it was mascara or eyeliner, one or the other. And I thought, well, that just makes so much more sense. It's natural, and why not? That's just really, I don't know. I just find it really fascinating. And I think that the more natural things that you can put onto or into your body, is much healthier than all of the chemicals that we use now. So, that's just the way it is. They both said it was the perfect shade of pink. That is awesome. That is so awesome. So, I mean, I guess, do you, with that, with all of the sewing and stuff that I'm going to do, I really don't think I'm going to put that on this channel. I think I'm going to add that to my Crafty and Scrappy channel. I have 0 videos up on that channel. Okay. I just don't. But I don't know that I necessarily want to do all of this sewing and all of this crafting and, and even makeup creating or what have you. I don't know that I want to put that on my homesteading channel. So, I am going to start filming that kind of stuff as I'm starting to work on it. But with that, do you? I have this goal in mind. I have goals in mind. Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if the stress of being a functioning adult is what's leading to younger and younger people to have heart attacks. Societal pressure, money struggles, etc. My theory. Yes, I bugs. I think that's probably. Oh, by the way, I call my daughter Victoria. I call her Bugaboo or Buggy or Bugs. I've called her that since the day she was born. So, anyway, so when you hear me talking I'm referring to my daughter, my youngest daughter. Okay, so the goal I have in mind for this channel. January 9th is my 3-year anniversary for this channel, from the day that I uploaded my very first video. So 3 years. And just since this January, I have lost so many subscribers. I looked at my sub count. Like, I'm not keeping track of it at this point because I'm frustrated with it. And there are many reasons why, and I'm not gonna, I'm not blaming it on any one reason other than I take full responsibility because I'm not uploading content the way I should. So, or that I would like to even, but there are other factors that play into this. So, however, January of this year, my monetization hours were sitting at over 3,200 hours. I had less than 800 hours to go before I hit my 4,000 hour mark. And I was only just over halfway with my subscribers. I still needed another 500 like 400, between 450 and 460, I think, for subscribers. That was in January. Now I'm looking at, I haven't looked at my hours for about a week, but I noticed I looked at my sub count tonight just before I went live, and I'm like, wow, I've lost just in a week's time. I have lost 6 subscribers, and I have since January, I have dumped about, and I say this, and I don't say this lightly, I've hemorrhaged hours, monetization hours. And so I'm sitting at about between 1,200 and 1,300 hours now. I've dumped over half of what I had in hours. So I am extremely upset about that, but there's nothing I can do about it. So I just have to continue to play the game. I will say I am not pushing super hard with this channel. Several reasons are, and I'm not going to go into great detail with them, but there are many reasons why. But I will say that burnout is a really big one. I really do feel like I am burnt out, that I don't really know what to upload anymore. I've seen some things happen over the last, over the last probably year anyway, but it's really become more prevalent over the last couple of months, and as recently as a month ago ish. And that is, I see a lot of people, or I'm hearing a lot of people are essentially getting on their platform here, and they're making videos and they're complaining about how they don't have this, they don't have that, they don't have the other thing or whatever. And they need money, and they, they need all of these things, and please donate money. Please, send us this or buy that off of my Amazon wish list and send it to me, please. Unfortunately, I'm hearing that it's from a lot of what I would call bigger channels. And it really is frustrating, because I think to myself, you have a following, you have a fairly large following. You have other side incomes, you have, you have all of these blessings, and you're essentially begging people for things and money. And I don't understand that. I guess I was always taught that if you want something, you need to work for it, and that you do not gain fame or wealth, at least monetary wealth, by taking advantage of people, at least not ethically. And it is so frustrating to see people doing this. And I really have thought about possibly starting I don't know, a personal thoughts blog, editorial, monologue, I guess, vlog more so than anything. And just address my thoughts and put them out there. And it would probably be a very short, I would try to keep it around the 5-minute mark. But I am concerned that if I get too opinionated and I say too many things, that it's going to offend so many people or offend the wrong people. And I'm going to have an even harder time than I already do. And I will tell you that I have a hard time with all of this stuff as it is, because of the actions of some other people, that it has played a huge part in my channel and the way it has gone and what I've done with it, or lack thereof. So I don't really know how to address those things, other than to say that while I think that we need to be kind and we need to be caring and we need to be giving, that there comes a point where you can't give everything that you have over and over and over again, because eventually you'll have nothing left to give. And I think that, there's that old saying, you can't pour from an empty cup. And that is so true. And this applies to emotions. This applies to friendship. It applies to money. It applies to things. Like, you cannot pour from an empty cup. And I really feel like if you are really in a hard spot, you absolutely can and should ask for help when you need it. But when you are coming on to your platform and you are constantly saying, well, I really need this. Could could we please somehow get this? Stop. People need to stop doing that. I need a lot of stuff. I need a ton of stuff. But I'm certainly not going to sit here and beg people for things. I need to figure out a way to A, make do with what I have, or B, make the money to get what I need. I don't understand this whole, like, people. There's an example that has happened. Somebody was complaining about needing money for something house related. And then there was the same person was like, well, I don't have seeds and I need people to send me seeds so that I'm not going to be able to have a garden this year. And like, there's just this whole pity party and sob story that goes along with it. And it's like, at what point do you finally say enough is enough? Like, you've been given so much and you've been given so much help. Like, when is it enough? When do you stop taking from people? I just don't understand the mentality. I really don't. And I will be the first to help somebody if I can. I sincerely will help anybody if I can, but I'm usually not in a position financially to help somebody. And it's frustrating to me because I would love to be able to do that. But seriously, the begging has got to stop. I am so tired. I don't even hardly watch YouTube anymore. Because it's gotten so prevalent. And it's sad. It's really sad because we are all going through really hard times right now. And I'm sorry, but there's that old adage, we all got stories, lady. So I actually heard that come out. My husband and I were at a laundromat locally, and this lady was just just spouting off all her problems in the middle of this laundromat. And we were like, really? This is really happening right now? Like, this is happening right now. And this other lady she's like, she wasn't having it. And the one that was complaining was saying, I've got a disabled whatever, a husband or at home, or I don't even remember exactly what it was. It's something to do with her, I think her husband being disabled, and she needs the big machine and blah, blah, blah. And so this other lady that was sitting there is like, she just looks at her, she goes, we all got stories, lady. I don't care. And I carry that with me because it was a hilarious moment. And you probably had to be there to probably really understand the context of it all. But I just look at people and, when they're complaining because they don't have this or that, or they've got, they're complaining because of something. And it's just a constant thing, that's the thing. Like, if it were not constant, it probably wouldn't bother me so much, but it seems to be so constant. And I just keep thinking to myself, we all got stories, lady. So, all right, I am going to go back up here and catch up. Sorry I went on that 20-minute, monologue there, but anywho, probably wrong, but it's my own theory. I'm stressed about 90% of the time for being a functioning adult. More young adults are diagnosed with mental disorders and stress disorders. Yes, this is true. But I'm sorry, Victoria, your dad and I gave you the tools to be able to function as an adult. And you have us. Just because our children are grown does not mean that we abandon them. And we have always been there for you kids, and we will talk you through anything that we possibly can. We will help you in any way that we can. And yes, being an adult sucks sometimes. It really does. So I think the fact that so many people are not eating real food anymore is a huge factor for illness and obesity. Agreed. Everything is processed and our bodies don't know what to do with all of these chemicals. No, because our bodies were not designed to function with all of these chemicals that we keep putting onto our, onto our skin, into our bodies, in our lungs, all of these things. Yeah, we don't, the human body was not designed for these things. So there have been some really great things happen with science and advancement, but there have been some really awful things. Because the human body just wasn't designed for that. I think that the stigma that used to be attached to mental health has also kept older people from seeking help. Absolutely. There is a huge stigma for mental health, and there should not be. And that is why I have been very open with my mental health struggles, because if I am thinking it and feeling it, chances are there's at least one other person that is. So if I can put myself out there and say, listen, I know your struggles. Here's what I'm going through. This is how I'm dealing with it, or not. I just hope that it helps one person. Like, that's all it needs to do. It needs to help just one person. That could definitely be a big factor. We also live in a pump some caffeine and get back to the grind kind of situation. Yes. So I will say that I have been told, I don't know this for a fact, but I have been told that the American lifestyle is a very fast, extremely fast-paced lifestyle, which it happens in industrialized countries, okay? And industrialized societies. And so there's a lot more stress. There's a lot more mental health issue. A lot more health morbidities, things of that nature. And that is simply because of the pace of our lifestyle. I've been told European pace lifestyles are, even in your big, industrialized countries, the pace at which people work or have to work is not like ours. They tend to recognize that you need more vacation time, that you are working to live, not living to work. And that is not the American way. Mental health is stigmatized between generations. Millennials, Gen Z have the LOL, I'm mentally ill stigma, and Gen X plus usually aren't diagnosed because of negative stigmas. This is very true. And no, it is never enough. Nothing is ever enough, is it? It just is crazy. We lose subscribers constantly. A lot of YouTube channels have been saying the same thing. Keep pushing forward. You can do it. If it's not fun anymore, then that's when we will take a step back. Exactly. And that's what I've had to do. It's not fun because sometimes it's not fun. I feel like I run out of topics to talk about. I run out of things to film. And I know I have a bevy of things, but it's a matter of trying to set myself, A, to have fun, but B, to set myself up for success, for growth. And so that was another thing that I was wondering, what topics. So my goals for this channel is that I'm finally going to be monetized by my 3-year anniversary, which would be January 9th. I don't know that that's going to happen, but that's what I'm pushing for. And so my question is, what topics, or things would you, homesteading related things would you be interested in seeing, in watching? I think that I present well enough. I think that people, they absolutely can get the point. I can get my point across, and that people understand what I'm trying to do. And I try to be very descriptive. So, and I try really hard not to be a Debbie Downer. And I try to be, upbeat and fun and blah, blah, blah. But sometimes I really don't know how far to push that. Like how blunt do I need to be? How offended is somebody going to be if I'm dropping the F-bomb, and I try really hard not to do that, on my YouTube channel, but it happens. And I just don't think I need to apologize for that, because we're adults, and so I do try to keep it as what do I want to say, socially and politically correct as I can, but I also don't want to sacrifice my own personality. And I am under the firm belief that I am who I am, and either people are going to love me or they're not. They're going to like what I'm doing or they're not. And, to that, I have to say, well, if you don't like what you see, then this is probably not the channel for you. So that is also why I would like to be able to produce content that people do want to see. So some suggestions would be good. I could say a monoblog. Yes, I could. Yes, I could. Older people also tend to have more of a "it is what it is" attitude. Yes, it is. But younger people have always been told they can change the world and seek more answers. And I think that is true. And I think that us older generations have said, you absolutely can seek answers. You can change the world with those answers, and with your actions. And you can change those, change the things, be the change you want to see. But those of us who are in an older generation, we are also still feeling the stigma that, it's not okay to talk about mental health so much. Like, you can say, hey, I don't feel so great about my emotional well-being or whatever. Like, you can talk about it, but you can't really talk about it, if that makes sense. Yes, beggars, right? Again, agreed. Charity should always begin at home. It absolutely should. People expect everyone else to give them everything and then don't give in return. This is so true. This is it seems to be anymore. People are just consume, give, give to me. I'm going to take it, and I don't have to do anything in return for that. Well, no, there's always a price to pay for anything that you do or say or want or need. In order to get something, you have to give something. That's just life. And it eventually things are going to run out. People's kindness is going to run out. And I think we're witnessing a lot of that at this point. Because kindness and giving you can only give so much. I have a roof over my head, food in the freezer, and enough money to survive. Not well, but I get by. And that's exactly, we're in that situation too. We are able to make enough money to get by. The house is paid for. We were just discussing this actually last night. So the debts that we have are school loan debt and just being behind in bills. We're like every other American in this, in this country. We are exactly like about 90% of the citizens of this country. Okay. We're behind. I don't think that is, I mean, we're behind on certain things, here and there. But here's the thing. We own our home. We do not owe on it. The only, we did that by design. We live where we live so that we don't have to have this humongous mortgage that we can't afford. And we don't drive fancy cars. We own our vehicles. Yep, they need a lot of work. Don't get me wrong. But I would never, unless I could walk onto a car lot and purchase outright, I don't think I'm ever going to finance another vehicle ever again. And there are many reasons for that. I don't think that paying extra for something is worth it. I just don't. I would rather use that money to go do things and experience life rather than constantly mortgaging my life away. And you're literally selling your soul for things. And things are nice, and I would like to have things just like everybody else, but they are not my sole driving factor in life. Of course, I always want more. I'm a human being, and we all want better, right? So we all want better. We all want more. We want the fancier things, but it's not really worth it. Like, I don't see the point in mortgaging my entire life, my soul, to have the newest, latest, greatest thing. I just don't. My dad was a pastor. I've never seen anyone do this before. When the offering plate was being passed around, he told people that if they are in need to take from the offering. People were blown away. That is amazing. That is awesome. Yes, getting old sucks. It does. Hi, Gary. How are you? Sorry, I'm way behind. I've never said that I didn't have the tools. I know I have the tools and common sense, but I still am stressed out trying to make my way in life. Yes, I know you are, honey. I know. We all are, baby. We all are. But you got your mom, you got your dad, you got your brother and sister. Like, you've got us. We've got you. And you absolutely can stress out. You should stress out about things. But you have us, and we're here, and we'll listen, and you know that. So the research that I've been doing tells me that the most successful videos are based off of what people are searching for. Kind of obvious, but different apps out there that show what those topics are. Yeah, so I was trying to figure out what SEO, I was trying to do like SEO searches, and I was trying to do, looking at what's trending and things like that. But the thing is that homesteading is a pretty tight niche, I guess. It's not really, I don't know. It's almost kind of fickle. Let me just, that's the only thing I can really, that I can really say about it. That is kind of, it's just kind of fickle. Because what's popular right now is, first of all, things I don't align with. And second of all, they are not really all inclusive. So it just kind of depends. So then, do you want more DIY things? Do you want more food preservation? Do you want do you want more sewing situation? Do you want like things like that? I have always felt that homesteading is, and when I was on with Sherry and Daryl for I think it was last Labor Day last year. I did my interview with them, and they asked me, like, what do you think what is homesteading to you? And I personally feel that homesteading is all encompassing. Anything that you do in your home, for your life, for your land, is homesteading related. What you do to make money is going to be homesteading related, because you're going to use that money to pay for those things on your homestead or what have you. So homesteading does not carry the same, I don't think homesteading, the word homesteading carries the same meaning that it did way back when, because way back when homesteading was the government gave you land, a certain amount of land that you had to stay on for so many years, and you had to improve that land. You had to build on that land. You had to work that land, blah, 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 blah. It was pretty basic, it was the starting of life. Whereas I think homesteading now is not, it's not just the starting of a life, but rather, a life on, in your home. But I think it is all encompassing, everything that's in your life that pertains to what you do on a daily basis, just to live. So like, if you live off grid, say you live in a shed, you did a shed to house conversion. Okay. You don't have running water. You don't have, you don't have electric. You use, you do rain catchment. You do, that kind of stuff. Like, those are things that you have to do every single day just to live. You live in the city, you live in an apartment, say. Well, what do you do to preserve food? What do you do how do you get your food? What are the things that you do that make your life better? Do you crochet and sell your product? Do you, just various things. So I think homesteading has become a lot more broad in its definition. And, but I don't know that people, I don't know. Some people are purists. Let's just say that. Okay. And that really does drive me crazy. But debt makes a person a slave. Yes. So much. Yes, it truly does. And I mean, I think that most homesteaders actually they work very hard to get out of debt. And I am seeing this trend now where a lot of your larger homesteading channels, your larger homesteaders, they have decided, well, I've made enough money. I need more land. I need a bigger house. And so I'm going to move. The problem with that is that you've just stuck yourself right back into that whole debt circle again. Now you're going to have another mortgage. Now you're going to have to start all over again. You have to start all over with a garden. You're going to have to start for food production, animals. Do you have the infrastructure in place? So you're starting all over and you're putting yourself right back in the same situation that you just tried to get yourself out of. And it's all in the name of keeping up with the Joneses, homesteading style. Let's see here. I quit putting out videos for many months, but people were searching for things I had videos on. Evergreen content. Yes, evergreen content. Yep. But what is evergreen content? That's the thing. Not everything is evergreen content. And that's kind of hard. Sometimes that's hard to draw or to, do that line, like to walk that line. What I'm saying is, let's say you were wanting to do a video on chickens, but unsure which direction to go. You can narrow down what is trending within that subject to improve that video. Yes, I agree. Most homesteaders are selling a lifestyle that says that they say is self-reliant. Well, what happened to all those family farms? Exactly. I don't. Okay, so here's my thing. People use the terms sustainable, self-reliant, self-sufficiency, probably those three are the big ones that they try to use interchangeably. The problem is that they are not interchangeable, and they all have different meanings. And you can be self-reliant, but you cannot be you cannot possibly you can be all of those things, but you cannot possibly produce every single product that you need and or want on your homestead. It is virtually impossible. I do not live in a place where I can grow sugarcane. I do not have an environment for that, to produce my own sugar, or even, boiling it down, sugarcane down for rum, for alcohol and distilling. I don't have the environment to grow a lot of the fruits that are full of vitamin C that I really could use. It's things like that. I don't have the ability to produce the textiles that I wear, my clothing, because I don't grow hemp. I don't grow cotton. I don't produce any of those things. Those are all things I have to buy. So when somebody says that they are self-sufficient, I literally just want to roll my eyes at them and say, no, you're not. You cannot be 100% self-sufficient ever, because you cannot possibly produce every single good that you have in your life and that you use in your life. You can't. It is impossible. We actually have a video that took off that is a year old and still doing better than our new videos. That's awesome. That is awesome. Inheritance tax. That's probably the number one reason for family farms that no longer exist. Got it. So yes, inheritance tax is a thing. In Iowa, they have been trying to, that's been a debate for a while now. It's a death tax is what it is. So not only has your family paid for the land, the family farm, but now that you've died and it has to change hands, you're paying a death tax. And I find that grossly unfair. I do. So when my grandparents died, my farming grandparents, that is, they had life insurance policy. Actually, they had a farm. We had, in the family, there were only 80 acres and about the 5 acres that the house and the building sat on. But there were 80 farmable, tillable croplands. That's what was left of my grandparents' farm. My grandparents started out, they ended up at one point in time, they had over 1,000 acres of farmland. It's a lot. Now, when my grandparents died, So frustrating. So when my grandparents died, my aunt and uncle that are left out of the 5 kids sold that farm to a competitor farmer that my grandfather was always kind of in a war with. Not really, but there was tension there. And they didn't even offer it up to any of us grandkids to possibly purchase. They just sold it outright. But my grandparents thankfully had the forethought to provide their children all of their children with a life insurance policy that would be paid out to them after they passed. My grandparents had 5 kids. They had I don't know. I think it was $125,000, so that when they passed, each one of the children would get a $25,000 payout, right? So my biological father's payout would have been $25,000. He'd already passed away. He passed before my grandparents did. And so that $25,000 got split between his biological children. And so there were 5 of us. When I got my inheritance from the life insurance alone, they had taxed it so much, I really didn't have anything left of it. So I find that absolutely ludicrous. I find that it is, I mean, why pay in to a life insurance policy or into a farm or a homestead or whatever? You pay in all of these taxes and stuff. Why should you have to pay taxes yet again? I don't understand that whole line of thinking. I'm not a financier. I'm not a financier. I'm not any of this stuff. Okay. So I don't understand all of that stuff. I just know that it is so insanely unfair that when you're say your parent or your grandparent dies, they're gone, and the family farm gets sold off without it. Just, I mean, this happened with my other grandparents as well. Literally 3 days. Not even that. Like 24 hours after my grandparents died, my mom and her siblings were selling off my grandparents' house without any regard to the rest of us kids, because they had been told that's what they wanted. That they didn't want the kids to have the house. They didn't want to give the kids, the grandkids, the house or any of that stuff. I find that really hard to believe, because that's not the conversations I had with my grandparents. But, it is what it is. So it really, it's complicated and it's frustrating. And And it is absolutely unfair that people get taxed because they lose a loved one. You shouldn't be taxed because somebody dies. That's just a bunch of horse shit, frankly. So anyway, thank you, Jess. I love you too. I have, I'm not gonna lie, like I'm a normal human being, just like everybody else, and I have feelings and I have thoughts, and you know, I have, you know, I just, I'm not any different. I'm just not any different than anybody else, you know. Like I have the same thoughts and feelings, and I love very deeply, and I tend to get hurt. My feelings tend to get hurt a lot. I try to have a very thick skin, but I don't always. So, anyway. Okay. That we've held on to the family farm since my family settled our land. We work off to keep the land. That is awesome. I'm so glad that you can do that. I know it's a lot of work, but I'm so glad that you can do that so you can keep that in your family. My gosh, you know. Some people end up selling off massive amounts of the farmland just to pay the yes, this is true. This is so true. This is so true. It was crazy. Joel Salatin. I love Joel Salatin. I do too. And Greg Judy. I love him too. Like I just do. Have to pay $1 million in taxes. That does not surprise me. That does not surprise me, not in the least. We worked off the farm to keep the farm. It's now in the next generation's hands. Lots of hard work and family cooperation. That is amazing that you have that family network. Like that is so amazing. So amazing. Yeah. So talking about older videos. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I've got some doozies out there, I can say. So you can actually, I really was kind of thinking about that one day. In going back through some of my lives and some of my videos and, you know, this and that, and I'm just going back through some of the stuff, content in my channel, and I'm going, well, you can tell what kind of mood I was in. I was sassy, or I was bitchy, or, you know, whatever the case may be. So yeah. Super happy, whatever. Like you can absolutely tell what kind of a mood I was in by watching the editing, the way it was edited, the way it was filmed, or what was said in the live. So and I think that's I think that's a good thing, though, because it shows people that you're human. I have so wrestled with the thought, like, do I do like some of these other channels do, which is a gimmick, and that's perfectly okay if that's what they want to do. But do I create a gimmick for myself, for the channel, in order to make it grow? And in doing so, does that take away from who I truly am? And so I've really wrestled with that a lot. I've thought, well, you know, maybe if I dress this way, you know, it'll be okay. Like this will take off. If I just be this way, I just talk this way, or what, you know what I mean. But I don't really want to lose who I am. I don't want to change who I am, because that's not being authentic. I want to be my authentic self. And, you know, some days I look like a hot mess in a dress. Okay. Like, seriously. Hot mess express. I don't do my makeup every day, and I don't do my hair every day. And you should see some of my Marcos. So if you are on Marco with me, you talk to me on Marco, like, you are going to see like so many sides of me. You're going to see my hair clear out to here, because I have the funkiest damn hair on the planet. Like, it's just so wild. You're going to see my makeup, you know, all over my eyeballs, because I didn't take it off the night before, or fully take it off. You're going to find that I spend a lot of time lounging around in my bathtub in a hot bubble bath. I'm not even kidding you. Like, that's stuff I do, because it's stuff that, like, I love being in a hot bath because it feels good. It makes my muscles feel better. It makes my mood better, you know, that kind of stuff. So, it's funny, because if you go back, like, you can look through so many of just look back through some of my channel stuff, you know, and you're going to see, like, some days I'm in most days I'm in a ball cap and, funky ass glasses, or, you know, like safety. I have pink steel safety glasses that I wear a lot. I have aviator sunglasses, you know, I have these glasses, and I have these actually in sunglasses. You know, I'll wear my boots with shorts. I have 2 pair of boots. You know, I have my going to town boots, and I got my work boots. That kind of stuff. So, you know, so I am who I am, and I do what I do. And I'm hoping that people like that about me. Yes, watching people who are true to themselves. That's the thing. Like, I don't want you to be fake. Don't put on a facade for me. I don't care. I want to see who you are as a person. I don't care that you're dressed to the nines trying to do, you know, shovel shit from a hog lot. Like, I don't care about that. Like, you don't need to be that way. If that's not you, then don't do it. I love you too, Stacy. I will see you later. I got all my laundry done today. Woo! Okay, Celtic. That's awesome. Oh, you're doing farmer's market tomorrow. Yay! Well, good luck. Honestly, like, I wanted to do that, and it didn't work out. So, fantastic. I wish you all the best luck tomorrow at farmer's market, because, like, I love going to the farmer's market. I would love to be a vendor, but that didn't work out this year. So that's okay though. So have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you soon, I hope. Yeah, I think fakes are pretty easy to spot. So, yeah, like, who really wants to watch somebody who's fake? I don't get that. It's not real life. It's really not real life. Like, if you're doing something as a gimmick, and it's kind of a satire thing situation, or it's, you're making fun of stuff, like, whatever. I get it. And, there are a few channels that I watch that they literally are, it's like they purposely dress up to go out and garden. And I might do that once in a while, I might just do my hair and my makeup and whatnot, and decide, get a wild hair up my butt and say, I'm going to film today. You know, like I'll do that. But you're also going to get me sometimes without my makeup and without, you know, my hair being glamorously done, or you're going to see me in a hoodie or a ball cap, you know, like it's just, I wear many different styles, and I'm sorry, but I wear them well. Oh, yes, hardworking people do wear it well. I agree. I agree. So, I mean, I actually went through this phase where I was thinking, I was just trying to think of things I could do to kind of, you know, get my views up and get my hours up, get more subscribers, things like that, you know, like grow my channel. And I thought, well, I need to somehow, I want to make homesteading be, I want it to look real, but also look glamorous, if that makes sense. And so I thought, well, maybe if I made sure I did my hair and my makeup and, you know, go ahead and dress up to go out to do chores, go ahead and dress up to go out and garden or mow the lawn or whatever. And like, I need to be, but if I do that, I'm going to have to do that all of the time. And like, that's going to have to be my thing. It's going to have to be my gimmick, blah, blah, blah. And I don't know. Like, that's me sometimes, but most of the time not. So, to thine own self be true. Yes, very much so. I think some people would have a heart attack if I was wearing makeup. I think some people, like me without makeup, honestly, are going, whoa, lady, put on some makeup. So I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy. I think people just, it takes all kinds. It takes all kinds. Right? So what kinds of, oh, I didn't tell you about, oh, yesterday, I got that wild hair up my butt. And I decided that I wanted to, I'm not going to be able to really put a fall garden in per se. And I'm like, I have these weeds that are literally as tall as I am in my garden. There's probably about 300 square feet of nothing but weeds or close to it. So, so this gnat, we have gnats. I don't know what's going on. So we actually have a ton of work to do in that garden. I shouldn't say we. I have a ton of work to do in that garden. And I'm like, you know, I can't go through, there's no way I can hand weed all of this. I have a small electric weed eater that is a giant pain in the butt. And I said, absolutely no. It won't cut down really anything. And we have a nice, a big steel weed eater. Okay. But I can't run that thing. It is too heavy for me. It is too awkward for me. I literally stand 5'1" on a good day. So this thing is almost as tall as I am. There's no way I'm going to run this stupid thing. So my hubby didn't recognize his own sister without her makeup. That's too funny. A lot of people don't. I'm pretty easily recognizable, but people are just going, whoa, you having a bad day? You're not wearing makeup. And there for a while, I didn't wear makeup at all. I didn't wear makeup. My hair was constantly pulled back and in a messy bun. Like I was barely getting dressed. Like I was just frumpy. And I decided that that was probably just a phase I went through because now I'm back to the, like, I can go out without makeup. I can go out into public without makeup, but I don't really care to. I think I look better with makeup. I don't have to be dressed to the nines and overly made up, you know, hair and makeup, but I do need to, I need to feel like I look put together and presentable. And so, I mean, I can go out without makeup on, and I do, but I don't always, I don't always wear my best clothing out and, you know, all that stuff, because I kind of also am to a point where I think, accept me for who I am or don't, like, I don't care. It's just a matter of I wear makeup because it makes me feel good. It makes me feel better about myself. I feel prettier, you know, or I feel more confident. There, you know, there's that old saying, look good, feel good, do good. And so when you look good, then you feel good, and then you do good. So you do better at whatever it is you're doing because you have more confidence. So I try to remember that a lot. So yesterday I decided I am so done messing with this garden. Like, I am so over this crap. And I decided that, you know what? I have T-posts. I have 7 50-foot rolls of unused chain link fence that I bought umpteen years ago. I literally spent $70. I paid $10 a roll for 7 50-foot rolls of chain link fence. It's not the greatest quality, but it's okay. So anyway, I'm like, I have T-posts, I have chain link fence, I have zip ties. Guess what I did? I decided I'm going to fence off all of these weeds, and my chickens are going in it. So I came in that, I got into the house and I said, so I'm going to need your help. I was talking to my husband. So I'm going to need your help, if you would, because I'm going to need you to help me move the chicken coop, which is an old dog kennel that we've modified and modified and modified. Like, ugh. Anyway, I'm going to need your help moving this because we had to move it probably 100, 200 yards, something like that. And there was no way. Like, I can't move it by myself anyway. But so we figured out how to move it with the lawn mower, the lawn tractor, and 2 log chains. And we pulled that sucker over to the garden. And then we finished driving in. I drove in I feel like I drove in so many damn T-posts yesterday. And I did a good job, I think. And we unfurled fence and zip tied it onto those T-posts. And I'm not even kidding you. It works. I made do with what I had. Yes, I did decide to break my husband. But I was teasing and I said, redneck ingenuity, baby. Necessity is the mother of all invention, right? So that's what we did. So he decided that, you know what, I'm just going to help you. I'm just going to help you. We're going to get this done. So I had great help yesterday, and we put up about 280 square feet of fencing. I want to say, I haven't measured it. I should measure it, but I'm guessing that we probably did 70 feet long, 70 feet of the 85 feet that I had tilled up in the garden and in length. And then probably out of the 60 feet that I tilled, or that I had marked off and tilled up and whatnot, I would say probably 40 of it. So I think I want to say we did a 40 by 70 run, and they freaking love it now. I had to go in and even Tony did. He did a little bit, but went in and stomping down these big weeds. I mean, I literally looked like this tiny little hobbit trying to stomp down weeds. So, because the chickens seemed to be kind of intimidated, like they didn't want to go in there and do that. They were very hesitant to go into the tall grass, into the long grass. I'm sorry. Don't go into the long grass. So, Deb, I stopped wearing makeup when I couldn't see well enough to. Even with the 10x magnifying mirror. Makeup is not for everybody, and it's fine. I never put on makeup, but what you see is what you get. Yeah, see. And I think sometimes we all just get to that point in life where we're just like, screw it. I don't care. Here I am. This is what you get. I'm very comfortable in my own skin. I'm not so much. So I broke my husband yesterday, and honestly though, I felt pretty good. Like, I'm sore still, but not terrible. I really thought I was going to be just hating life today, but I feel like I'm getting stronger as the days go by. Like, I've done enough that I feel like I'm getting a little stronger. And so hard work, I think hard work will do that. The thing is it's not consistent. It's not consistently hard for me. It's not consistent hard work for me because I'm down so many days with migraines. So, I think if I had a choice though, the real thing that I would address probably, if I could wish for anything about myself to change, it would be my back and, all of those problems that go along with, a childhood disorder that I have no control over. So anyway, I have pretty severe scoliosis, and it's actually I do feel like it's getting worse. Because I'm very sedentary, really. In truth be known, truth be told, I'm actually pretty sedentary. And I go through spurts where I'm like, I don't have a raging migraine that's keeping me from doing something. I'm going to go and do all the things today. So, and that's exactly what I have to do. That's what I do. So anyway, oh goodness. I think that's really all I've got. I think I've got everybody caught up. Oh, I did film some of that, and I'm going to film some more just footage of my chickens. I did not, the GoPro was sitting out here in the studio. So I didn't use the GoPro to video what we were doing, putting up the fencing and all of that fun stuff. I really wish I could have. I really wish I should have, that I did, but I didn't get it done. And my phone does not record for very long anymore. So without needing charged, my phone is old enough that the battery lasts on a good day without much use about 3 or 4 hours on a full charge. So, and then it's dead. I'm dead. That's what it says. So I feel like my phone is on the charger much more than it's even. Hello, stupid gnat. I feel like now my phone is on the charger far more than it's not. So, which actually, my husband's phone is about the same way. It's so funny because, I mean, our phones are probably, I think they're like 6 years old. So, maybe 5. I don't remember what year we got them. Anyway, it doesn't matter. They need replaced. But it's funny because I could be talking on Marco and be at 40% battery life and it'll just die. Like, it'll just die out of nowhere. The battery, it'll just shut off. And I'm like, dude, it just like zaps the battery. And my husband's phone's the same way. So it's time to replace. I did also, though, I found that Walmart actually and Target are actually selling some really nicer, phones that, because we do prepaid. I don't do the contract phones. It is so much more expensive to do contract. It sucks because you have to buy your phones outright, but I've found a couple of phones that were not horrible in price. $150 for a really nice Android phone that has really good photo and video quality. So I think actually we're going to probably end up going that route. I would love to have, the whole new fandangled stuff. Like there is, I don't know if any of you remember from back in the early 2000s. So I had a Motorola Razr, a pink Motorola Razr. I freaking loved that phone. Okay. I absolutely loved it. And so Motorola actually came out with a new version, I think last year or maybe in they came out in 2020 with a new version of the Razr. And I was like, oh, I want that phone. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to spend $1,000 or $1,200 or $1,500. I don't remember what it was. And I'm like, no, not worth it. That's crazy. Like, that's so dumb. I don't understand why phones are so expensive. I mean, I do to a point, but they are literally a handheld computer. Like, I get it, and they do all of these functions and, but that's just so much money to shell out, for a phone. So yeah, definitely not getting one of those. And then they have the Samsung Galaxy, the Z Fold. It's the Fold 3, which is their third incarnation, I guess, of this phone, because I happen to remember I was watching somebody on a live last year, and it was a Z Fold. They just come out with it, and they had so they got this new Z Fold 2, and I'm looking at it, and like, this person was having all of these problems with this phone, and I thought, was it really worth the almost $2,000 that you paid for that thing? I mean, come on. So I don't see the point in spending thousands of dollars on a phone. I find that silly. Our oldest daughter, she loves iPhones. Like, she just absolutely loves her iPhones, and I can't stand them. I've always had, I think we've always had Motorola's. I love the Motorola. We've had LGs. We had one LG. It was a flip phone with a QWERTY keyboard, and oh my gosh, do I miss that sucker. And I miss we had the original Droids, Motorola Droid, and that also was a flip flip phone with QWERTY keyboard, and I freaking loved that thing. Like, why can't they make that phone updated to do all the other stuff too? Like, I love that phone. And I just loved it because I actually had my notifications set to, and then also when you turned it on, it would go droid. I don't know why it was so dumb, but it was so cool. I loved it. All right, so I've talked about absolutely everything and anything, and I really don't have much else to report. So I'm going to do some more videoing of the chickens, and I will try. I'm looking to get that finished tomorrow, hopefully edited as well. But we have to go pick up. We're going to be on the road tomorrow a little bit for several hours, well, a few hours anyway, to go pick up some parts, but for Tony to paint on. It's another hood liner, but I'm hoping I can edit together at least the run and the chickens and stuff, and get that put out. I'm also going to be working on a collaboration video that I was supposed to. I was actually supposed to film for it today, and I'm telling you, like, the gods must have been completely against me. The universe was working against me today because I just couldn't figure out why I couldn't get motivated enough to do it, or the fact that when I was going to start doing it, I was actually on Marco with Jess, and let's see, I was Marcoing with Jess, Stacy, and Chrissy, and I'm like, now you know why I can't film. Because you could hear the Jake brake from a semi. It was almost like within the time span of about 10 minutes, one from each direction. And what's really funny is that we just had signs placed, engine brake ordinance enforced. And now they do it more. They're just like, with their semis. Yep. You piss them off, they're going to do it anyway. So I had that going on. And then we have a feed store, mill and feed store that's right up, I mean, literally in our front yard, our front side yard. And you could hear they were banging on their trailers, because so when they go to fill their trailers to haul out to farm, to fill silos and stuff, grain bins and shit. So a lot of times what they're doing is when they'll have to bang on it with a rubber mallet. And I've watched my dad and my grandpa and so many people do this, so I know this is what's going on. But anyway, they're banging it down so that they can get the grain to settle down farther or feed to settle down farther into the trailer, or if they're bringing in to dump into the silo, they're banging on it to make sure they're getting all the grain down the chute and into the grate and chute below it. And so that was going on. And then you had trucks backing up, and you could hear the beep, beep, beep. Like, it was just, everything was working against me. And I'm like, that's it, I'm done. So anyway, I did not get that. I'm hoping that tomorrow morning I can actually get out there, and hopefully it's quiet. Let's cross your fingers. Cross your fingers, your toes, your eyes, the whole 9 yards. But I am going to be working on a collaboration video, and that April from Britain Farms is starting. And so she's supposed to be releasing hers tomorrow and opening the collaboration. So if you don't know who that is, check out Britton Farms. It's Britton, obviously Farms. And April will be releasing a video tomorrow. She said on Tuesday, so tomorrow. And she'll be opening the collaboration up. So, and so if you would like to do it, check that video out and get in on it. She'll have all the instructions for you. So it's a food preservation video is what it is. And then using the hashtag Together We Preserve. So if you want to get in on that, please go check her video out tomorrow at some point in time, or Wednesday, whatever. And get in on it. Make a video if you want, and get in on it. Collaborations are a lot of fun. If you've never done them, or you just are kind of hesitant, they're really fun, honestly. I think that's a good way to build community. I think it's a good way to build friendships and relationships within the community. So I would say that if that interests you at all, check her out. They have a great channel. So I know Chrissy at Along the River Homestead, she's doing it, and I'm going to do one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to forage, basically forage what I've got here and show how I'm going to preserve that. So, but I'm also thinking of another thing. So, it's just, my mind is 100 miles a minute, and I apologize because I seriously, Jess and I talk about how we have squirrels all of the time, and we do. Like, I have probably 1,000 squirrels just running around in my head all of the time. And hello. So anyway, so be on the lookout for that video, for the chicken video, the fencing chicken run video. I will also be including in that some not so nice words about Lou, because he has a hashtag Lou the Dick Rooster for a reason, and he's just, and I'm straight up telling you exactly what's going on. He's been a jerk today, and I actually filmed him running after me down the fence, and attacking me through the fence. I really kind of wish that I would have had when I was out feeding them and watering them. I really wish that Tony could have been filming what was going on, because let me tell you, he was being a giant dick. And I now have another scar on my left leg that he got me through my jeans. I'm wearing jeans, and he got me through my jeans with that damn spur. So yeah. But I was trying to hold him down with the, I call it the loose stick, or the great equalizer. I have a couple other names for it, but anyway, it's just a dowel rod, and it's about that big around, probably, I don't know, 1.5 inches maybe around in diameter. And that's what I use to keep him off of me and away from me and whatnot. Well, I was trying to hold him down with that today, and I know for a fact that it was super comical for Tony to watch, but it was not fun for me, because I was pissed at that rooster, and I was trying so hard. I'm thinking I just need to hold him down every single day, and until he learns I'm the alpha, I'm the boss, I make the rules, and he doesn't. So Victoria, I'm telling you, Dad needs to record when you go out to Satan's evil lair every time. Yep, I know. He really does. So, All right, I'm going to shut this down because I need to shut these lights off. I don't know where all of these damn gnats and bugs are coming from. Like, I have one on my studio light here. Like, what the hell? Anywho, so be on the lookout for that video, for the chicken video, and be on the lookout for the check out Britain Farms, April's video and collaboration, and then be on the watch for my preservation video. I have a lot of things in mind, so that I can do. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, Deb, you had sent me this photo before, and the only reason I'm not going to show it is because of the pew that's in it. Regardless of whether or not it doesn't matter. If I show that, they're going to come after me. So just FYI. But if I could figure out how to see, I don't know if I can do this. I want to just show you guys the hat I made because he loves it. She loves it. I don't know if this will work or not. Yeah, maybe not. I'm trying to figure out a way to cover that up so I don't get in trouble. But then you can see the hat at least. There we go. Oh, hello. That's not going to work. Sorry. I was trying. There you go. That's the hat. Sensitive Men's Gun Club. So, oh, well, I showed it. There you go. I'm pretty proud of it because I think it's funny. And he is absolutely, he looks like he was enjoying it too. So anyway, okay. Love and light and everything peaceful and wonderful to everybody. And thank you for being patient with me and joining me after a stalemate. So I will leave you with, I wish you many blessings, and I hope you have a fantastic week. And I send you all peace and love and big hugs. And I think that's it. So, anywho, all right. Good night and bye.